every industry gets disrupted at some point by innovation, right? You go back thousands of years, the church had the monopoly on information. People didn't read, they didn't write. They went to church every week and they were told, here's the news, here's what to think, here's what to do, here's where to pay your taxes, we'll protect you, all good, community. No one traveled, that's what you did. Then the printing press comes along, busts the monopoly. Now suddenly you could teach people to read, you could teach people to write, you could transfer information across long distances. Took a while, but you could take a book from one place to another. And so the church monopoly was broken and the governments took over. And governments, either through owned media or state-sponsored media, like in America, where you had 3 television channels, but they all said the same thing, what the government told them to say. And that monopoly got busted open by the internet. Because now we can have information ubiquitously everywhere. And I use a simple example of politics, right? In the old days, if I want to know about the Argentinian election, I would have to wait for the editor in New York to send someone to BA, have them write a story, have it go back and forth. And then 3 days later, I'd read about it in the New York Times if I opened to page 17, right? Today, I go on Twitter and watch a periscope of someone standing in line for 2 hours chanting Milei's name. Like, yep, that's who's going to win. That's far superior in terms of information transfer than the old system. And so we busted the monopoly and those state-owned media assets became less valuable. And the big state-owned monopolies of distribution became less valuable, and Amazon and Netflix became very valuable. Now we have blockchains which disrupt financial services because trust gets replaced with truth, and truth, having a third entry in the accounting, right? I have a ledger, you have a ledger, and now we don't need the Medicis. We have a third ledger validated by thousands of people around the world that gives us truth. I can't change it. You can't change it. It is immutable, permanent. And that truth does 2 things. One, it reduces the frictional cost of finance. So now I can exchange value with you for free, which is probably not the right number. There should be some frictional cost. But the thing it also does is it unleashes, I think, the most powerful force in the world, which is human creativity. Because if I no longer, and that's a highly politically charged word, but if I'm no longer a slave to fiat, meaning I'm no longer paid in an asset that can be taken back from me through inflation, the insidious little, stealth wealth tax. So basically, you're paid your salary in a money that the government can make less valuable by fiat, by decree. And therefore, if you don't spend it, it gets less valuable. Okay, but what if I don't want to spend it? What if I want to save it? What if I want to invest it? Why should it get less valuable? Well, the rich have the luxury of investing that fiat in stuff, and that stuff isn't priced in stuff, right? We don't price houses in houses. We don't price, businesses in businesses. We price those things in dollars. So as the value of the currency gets lowered by printing more of them, the value of the assets goes up. But the people in the middle and bottom, they don't own stuff, right? They rent their house, they rent their car, they rent, their goods and services. And so they're made less well off. And that process of inflation, supposedly the goal of the central banks, like why would it be a goal of centralized institutions to take half of your and my purchasing power over 30 years? Why would that be a good thing? It's a horrible thing. And it didn't exist before 1607 when the Dutch created the first central bank, right? And then, Britain took and had the Bank of England, and then through the Bank of England, through Junius, J.P. Morgan's dad, they set up the central bank here in the United States. And central banks, the funny thing about them, like we call ours the Federal Reserve, right? But it's not federal and it has no reserves. It's not a branch of the government. It's owned by a bunch of wealthy families, mostly Europeans. And it doesn't have any reserves. It's not like a bank. It's just a private corporation that sets the price of money and sets the price of money in such a way that it devalues the currency in existence to keep the people at the top wealthy. It's kind of a funny system.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline. I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?